On January 31, 1916, in the second year of World War I, 9 airships left their bases in Germany with orders to bomb Liverpool. Poor weather conditions and the Zeppelin's limited navigation abilities meant that it was impossible for the Germans to reach that far north. Needless to say, they didn't make it. Instead, they dropped their bombs on several English towns in the Midlands area. Chief amongst them were Tipton, Wednesbury, and our good old Walsall. While there was no military damage, the civilian casualties were heavy. 54 people were killed and 67 injured. These casualty figures were updated on the 1st of April 1916, when the Times reported that across the Midlands 67 people had been killed and 117 injured. This was the second worst night for casualties in the history of the Zeppelin attacks in the UK. Of those who were killed in the raid on the Midlands, 34 were from the Black Country, where 35 bombs and 25 incendiaries were dropped, giving a total of 4,900 pounds of explosives. The first explosive in Walsall landed on the Congregational Church on the corner of Wednesbury Road and Glebe Street. A man walking outside was killed. The Zeppelin continued over the town, dropping bombs in the grounds of the district hospital and in Mountrath Street. Its last explosive fell in the centre of Walsall, outside the Science and Art Institute in Bradford Place, where it killed 3 people. One of the victims was the Lady Mayoress of Walsall, 55-year-old May Julia Slater, who was a passenger on the No. 14 tram. She was rushed to the hospital with severe wounds to the chest and abdomen, but was wounded so badly that she later died of shock and septicemia in February 1916. In the Black Country, whilst there were no military damage, innocent civilians, many of them women and several of them children and babies, were sent to immediate and violent death. Moreover, a number of people suffered severe wounds from flying fragments of bombs or the collapse of buildings. The bombs had destroyed homes and lives in working-class districts. In spite of this, however, there was no panic amongst the people of Walsall and the Black Country. In fact, some eyewitnesses recounted how the view of the Zeppelins was so clear that they could see the trapdoor opened and the bomb released. This is interesting, but not at all too surprising. The people of Walsall have always been known for our strength and bravery, don't you think? After the war in October 1921, the Earl of Dartmouth unveiled a monument in memory of the 2,000 Walsall men who had fallen in the war. At 27 feet high, it stood near to the spot where the L-21 Zeppelin had wrecked the No. 14 tram and fatally injured the mayoress of our town.